What up, y'all? This is Decode Dating, and this is Who is the Prize, Men or Women? So, I want to explain something to everybody real quick, right? I've been hearing this thing. A lot of women use the prize. I remember I seen a post with Lori Harvey, and she was on a podcast or an interview, and she was basically saying, "Girl, remember you're the prize." I gotta find it and then I'll post it. But yeah, she's basically saying, "Girl, remember you're the prize." As an individual, it's fine for the man or woman to say they're a prize. It's okay. I respect it. It's self-confidence. You're the prize. Cool. Now I like to speak individually. That's fine. Now if we're talking about a relationship, it's a whole different ball game. Okay. So I would like to explain how a man can be a prize individually, right? Well, in a relationship. So first thing I would say for a man to be the prize is his looks, right? His height, his weight, his facial features, right? So if we can agree that most women want a man that's tall and the average height of a man is 5'8" to 5'9", if a man hits that 6 feet mark, he is aesthetically pleasing to most women because he's a tall man. Now his weight, he would have a athletic built body, not a dad bod or not fat. Some women do like dad bods, but I think most women will prefer somebody who has broad shoulders, a good physique, and all of that. And then his face. If his face is not disproportioned, he has high cheekbones, good lips. Of course, most women will want that, like a model type of man, right? He already has the height now. Second, his status. Now, is if he's well known to majority of people. I'm not talking about he has to be in the industry, but he's known around his peers and people know who he is. He has something for himself. I would say third would be money. Now his finances are in order. He makes a good amount of money, more than the average, right? Most women want 6 figures a year plus, and that's a good number to make. I would agree. And then four would be strength. Is he strong enough? Can he lift 50 pounds? Because if you go on a job and they'll have in their little description, can you lift 50 pounds? Now, if you're a grown ass man and you're able bodied, no diseases or disabilities, and you can't pick up 50 pounds, something wrong with your ass. Because especially if you're 200 plus man or even 180 and you can't lift 50 pounds, you gotta go to the gym. You gotta start working out. You gotta look really into that, right? So that's an example of a man being the prize in the relationship to majority of women. I speak on the majority, not all women, but majority of them. That's how the world works. Now, example for a woman bringing the prize in the relationship. Number one that most men go for is the look, beauty. Just like how I explained with the man, the looks, women similar but not all the same. Men, I don't think men will really care about if she's super tall or anything like that. Average height of a woman, 5'3" to 5'5". That's cool. Me personally, I like them short. Now she would have to have the wide hips, the nice little bubble butt, not broad shoulders. We don't want no strong looking woman. You gotta be nice looking, docile, and feminine. Okay? Um, and then the face features have to be on point, high cheekbones, nice lips. Not your eyes is not all mixed up. You don't look cross-eyed. You look straight ahead and you look fine, right? Nice smile and all that. Same goes for the man. Number two, I would say how she carries herself, right? So now if you have a nice body figure, you're not promiscuous. You're not seeking male attention. You're not trying to say, hey, I know I have big breasts and a fat ass. I'm about to go show this shit off. Now you're wearing a very, very short skirt. And I'm talking about that the ass cheeks is hanging out and you're wearing too much cleavage showing. Now, if you carry yourself appropriately, most men will want you not only for your body, but they would want to get to know you to know if you're beneficial for them in the future. Now, if you're only showing your body, all we're going to think is that's all you have to offer. Women have to start realizing that. Just like a man showing lifestyle too much, that's all he has to offer. He doesn't have anything else, right? So promiscuity is one thing for a woman. If you're not too promiscuous, that will be an attractive prize possession for the man, right? Three would be emotionally supportive. So now if a man is going through something, he has a tough day, he's working 70 plus hours a week, like me, and he just needs to unwind, and you're just there to support him. You give that nurturing trait that most women should have, and you help him out. You know what I'm saying? You're just there for him. You listen, you give him a good advice, and you're just emotionally supportive. You make sure you're his helpmate, right? That'll be number 3. And 4, I think this is one of the most important things, because if you have this, that beats out all, is submissiveness. You're very submissive. You trust the man's lead. You listen to what he has to say. You understand that the male is the authority figure. You don't try to compete with him or fight or do anything. You know your lane. As women, you say, this is my part, and you stick to it. Just like for the man, he understands his masculine burden of performance as a man. He gets the job done, and y'all bring together the yin to the yang. I say this all the time. The man needs the woman to do her part, and the woman needs the man to do his part. That's how y'all make a healthy relationship. So now I would like to get to the final part of my conclusion on why I think that the man is the prize. Now, I think might as well just be saying I know why the man is the prize, right? Okay, this is based off generalities, okay? So, if you're a woman and you're watching this, generally speaking, I would ask you a couple questions to see where your head is at, right? Now, if I say the man that you want, would you want your man to be taller than you? Most women will say yes. I don't care if the woman is 5'8", she probably want her man to be 5'10". That's taller. Now, after that question, I asked the woman, do you want a man to be stronger than you physically? Most women would say yes. I'm not talking about he has to bench 5,000 pounds, but he got at least bench 100 pounds more than her. Physically, you just have to be stronger than her, because the woman's looking for protection. Third, I would ask the woman, do you want your man to make more money than you? Typically, they say yes. The reason why is because most women don't want to take care of their man unless he's ill, but you won't even get that chance to be ill next to her if you're not making a good amount of money, especially more than her. This is generally speaking. Most women would want that. Not saying it happens. Most people on earth go 50-50 because that's just how it is. Most people don't have it. But just saying what the woman would want, right? Now, that's the main part of the question. The second part would be, do you want your man to be a leader? Do you want your man to lead? Most women would say yes. That means they want their man to be dominant. Second, I would ask, would you want your man to be assertive, understanding the world, knowing exactly what to do? You would have to have that to be a leader. Now, do you, after all of those questions I would ask, I would say, now, if you have that man that you just named, everything got checked off, especially if your man is emotionally supportive, he understands you, they would want all of that, right? Once you have that man and he checks most of your boxes, he's there for the prize. Women want a superior. Women want a man to look up at. They don't want to look down at their man. Once they feel as if that man is worthless and they could do better, they're going to leave. That's why I always say the woman has to love the man more for the relationship to work, because women have more options. You can't keep your woman bored. I don't care what no woman says. Women have hypergamous nature. They will leave you in a heartbeat if they feel like they can do better. They have to feel like they have the prize. Think about this logically. If you're doing a competition, right? And the finish line, say running, right? And the finish line is there. And you're in second place. And you're running. And you beat the guy first. And they give you the prize. Why would they give you the prize? Because you won, right? Women don't understand. If they get the man that they want, the finish line, the full, complete package that you want, and you get him, and he takes you serious and marries you, if y'all want marriage and marries you, you won. But women don't see it that way. Women want to say, oh, I'm the prize. How? When you really literally want a man that's better than you in every shape, way, or form. Now, you have your individual ways of being the prize, of course. But when you're in a relationship, the man is the prize. Because you wouldn't want to get pregnant by a man who's not above you, who can take care of you. So if you get somebody that's lower than you socially, economically, you're not gonna want to take that guy serious. And then if you do get pregnant by him, you're just an idiot. Just because you wanted to be the prize in the relationship. It doesn't matter what any woman says. Overwhelmingly, women want a man that's better than them. Now, if you get some weird women who say, I want to be dominant and I want to control my man and stuff like that, just know she got some loose screws in her head and she's probably been traumatized and she's not thinking straight. Yeah, that's the exceptions to the rule. But 90% of the time, I would say 90% of the time, because you probably got 10% of weird people in on Earth who would want that. That's fine. But to sum this all up, men are the prize. Now, I don't want men to think, oh, I'm automatically the prize. If you don't have those things in order, especially the look, the status, the money, and all those other things lined up, you cannot be the prize in the relationship. If you get with a woman who's above you, she is there for the prize. Clearly. This is just an example for the women who get into the dating market and want that exceptional man, and you get him, he's the prize. There we go. Now, men, if you get with a woman who's above you, you are not the prize. You're a piece of shit. You're not doing nothing. You always have to be on point. You always have to be above your woman, the woman, because you cannot lead if you are not. Yes, you might be physically stronger, but she could get another man who's physically stronger with more stuff going for himself. So I don't want men to be fooled like, oh yeah, I'm automatically prize, I'm him. No, you have to work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you might have little stuff that's higher than her, but overall, if you're not checking most of her boxes, you are not the prize at all. I don't want to hear that shit. Just know that women can be the prize individually. Yes, she has the look, she has everything, but you need the prize holder. If you don't have that, I don't want to hear nothing. Yes, we want to have this egalitarian mindset where we be like, oh, men and women are the prize, and we come to get. No, I don't want to do that. Somebody always has to be the person that's on top. That's just it. Men always have to be the prize in a relationship. If you're not the prize in a relationship, she will leave your ass. Once she feels like she can do better, it's over. You pack it up. Pack that shit the fuck up. So those are the few things that men have to really start getting to. You know what I'm saying? So women will understand that I have somebody who I can see as the prize. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have a woman who's a virgin, that's even better. That's a whew. Virgins nowadays is hard to come by. And then again, you wouldn't really know she's a virgin unless the dad was watching her the whole time. And even if her hymen's intact, she probably was doing stuff in the backside. So you really don't really know. You just hope that she is. If she says she is, you just take it at face value and then watch her actions. But the main thing is, like I said before, the man has to be the prize in the relationship for the relationship to work. And the man is the prize if that woman's boxes is getting checked off.